Hi everyone, Kate here with Eide Bailly Technology Consulting, and today I'm going to show you how to use Visual Integrator to import general journal entries in Sage 100. Visual Integrator is an awesome tool that can help with the tedious daily functions by importing the data instead of somebody manually and painfully entering it. This reduces the risk for error while increasing efficiency, so yay! Visual Integrator can use flat files such as tab delimited and comma delimited files, as well as read directly from another ODBC compliant source. So awesome! Let's get started. I want to begin with showing the source of the data that I want to import. For my example, I've created a simple general journal entry in this Excel file. Each different import job has fields that must be included in the import in order for the job to work. I will show you how to identify which fields are required in just a moment. The order of the columns in your import file isn't really important. However, it is important that you don't change the order of your columns between import jobs. For example, I've mapped column 1 as the source journal, and that shouldn't change. It's a good idea to develop a template like this one to use for your own general journal import jobs. This template includes the source journal, the journal number, the posting date. The reversing date isn't required, which is why it can be left blank. The comment is not required. The GL account is required, and then the debit and credit are also required. For all you accountants out there, the general journal entry has to balance in order to be imported, so that's fantastic. Once you have your import file just the way you want it, you'll want to save it as a CSV so that Sage can use it. So just go File, Save As, and you'd save that as a CSV. I've already done that, so I'm not going to redo it, but for your purposes, you'd click Save. Once you have your import file ready, we will go then into Sage, and we're going to make that import job to use our very precious CSV file. So that happens in Visual Integrator, the main folder, Import Job Maintenance. We'll create a new job by entering a name that doesn't already exist. If you wanted to maintain a job that you've already created, you'd just click the magnifying glass. We're going to call this guy General Journal. Now you want to find the table name for the task that you want to import to, which for our purposes is GL underscore General Journal Header. Click Accept. We'll click Accept. It's going to prompt us if this is a new job, which heck yes it is, so we'll say yes. And now we're in Import Job Maintenance. On the Configuration tab, you can add a long description. You can add, you do want to make sure that it is a file type of delimited and that it's using a comma as the delimiter. On the Data tab is where we get to do our mapping. I'm going to bring my Excel file back up so we can have side-by-side mapping here. My source journal is in column 1 and my entry number is in column 2. I don't have to change that. I'm looking right here to see the column position. If I need to change it, I can just double-click and change the column. The Accept Out of Balance and the Journal Deleted are always going to default to be no. The batch number, if you are using batches, it's easiest just to assign that to a blank column. That will tell Sage 100 to just take the next available batch number. We'll click Accept there. And my account key. Now I want you to notice that the fields that are blue in my Available Fields column were already put into my this grid over here. The fields that are blue are the ones that are absolutely required, and the import job won't function without them. So we've got my GL account, but that's in column 6. I need to add my posting date. So I just want to double click on that and tell it that's in column 3. My reversing date is in column 4, and then my comment would be in column 5. It's important to keep all of the H's together. The H right there stands for header, and the L stands for line. So we want the headers to be all together and come first, and then we can do our lines. We've got our line key, then we'll have our debit and credit. And let's just change where those are. Columns 8 and 9. All right. My import job is ready, so I'm just going to click Accept, at which point it says, do you want to execute this job? Heck yes, I do. You want to point the import file back to the file that we just created earlier, the CSV specifically. Testing is a good idea if you want to make sure that all your general ledger accounts exist and if your source journal is ready to go. Otherwise, we just click Accept because I'm bold like that. I do have a failed record, and if I click to view the job log, you'll see that that's my headers, and that's okay. They're expected to fail. All I care about is that my header and 3 lines of my actual journal came in. I'll click OK. And now we'll go back to Sage and see the general journal that we imported. So General Ledger, Main, General Journal Entry. Click my little magnifying glass and I'll see my journal. I take this moment to validate it, make sure it imported correctly, and most importantly, that it balances. And it does! Hooray for the accountants. At this point, I can accept it and post it as normal. I could delete it, and I could also make any change that I needed. If this wasn't the right account, I can make a change right there. And that is how you use Visual Integrator to import general journal entries into Sage 100. As always, if you have any questions, our team is here to help. So click the link below to get in touch.